Welcome back, you lovely weirdos, to this, a FIFA 17 tips and tricks how to create more chances and score more goals up against a legendary difficulty in FIFA 17 career mode. Hi, my name is B-Monus. If you don't know me, how's it going? I'm proudly one of the most mediocre FIFA players that you will find on YouTube today. And if I can use these tactics and take the likes of Watford and beat freaking Chelsea and Arsenal on legendary difficulty, then they're probably gonna help your game out a little bit. I don't care if you're already beating teams on legendary or if you're a complete noob that are playing on amateur. I got a little something for everybody in this tips and tricks video. And if that seems like something that might interest you, I humbly ask that you go ahead, take your nipple and smush it into that like button. If we can get 150 likes on this, I'll go ahead and release some formation guides for FIFA 17 crew. Now, let's go ahead and get into it. Tactics and formation. Very important stuff when you're playing head-to-head. Extremely important, once again, when you're playing up against the CPU, especially the legendary CPU. Now, here's the default formation for Watford. I'm going to switch it up to a 4-4-2 narrow diamond or the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow formation over here, and we're rocking with a custom tactics as well, and I'm going to switch up this formation even further. Now, here's a dirty little secret about tactics. You're going to hear a lot of people online saying, oh, this is the best tactics that you can use and this will defeat any team on the planet, blah 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 blah. It's simply not true. These tactics work well for me, but they might not work well for you. It's dependent on playstyle and the team that you're playing. The tactics that you see right here that I'm putting up worked extremely well against Chelsea, but in the game against Arsenal, I was absolutely dominating in the midfield. So do what I did. I wasn't afraid. I paused the game and I switched up the tactics. If it's not working out for you, go ahead and do that. This is what I was working with. Custom tactic wise, you can go back and pause it if you want to go ahead and be a little bit more detailed, but it's dictated by your play. Now here's a little something. Here's my little trick that I like to do. As you can see, I'm going to play a center forward right behind a striker, right behind a cam over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one big striker, one big tall striker, and Troy Deeney over here to put him on stay central and then on target man. And then the last one that I'm going to do is press the back line. Then Agalo, who's the speeder striker, I'm going to put on drift wide and get in behind. And once again, I'm going to put him on press back line. And what this does essentially is it creates a little 1-2 dynamic right off of the bat. Your big strong striker is going to hold up the ball right at the top of the box. You want to get him or the cam the ball right at the top of the box, and they're kind of that passing hub. And then you're going to have your midfielders or your pacey striker make runs off of the guy who's holding up the ball, and that goes to shield, wait, and pass. What does that mean right here? We'll give you an example. You want to get the ball into the top of the box. Your big, tall target man right here. Troy Deeney is going to go ahead, receive it, shield the ball holding LT on Xbox or L2 on PlayStation, shield away from David Luiz, and then wait for a run to be made either by one of your midfielders or by your streaky striker right there. And as you can see, there you go. Pereira runs into space. Unfortunately, gets caught up, but this time Agalo doing the shielding, go ahead, plays it in, waits for the pass, waits for a Corey to run into space, and there you go. Lovely, lovely stuff. With the CPU, it's very different from playing against a human opponent. They don't vacate space or they don't make a lot of mistakes, so you have to read the game. Let's slow it down right here. As you can see, this is your main man. This is your target man. There are two passes you can't make, and there's one midfielder streaking into the open space. Find the open space and exploit it. There you go. You got to read the game quickly, know which passes can be made, know which passes cannot be made. Once again, right here, two passes cannot be made, but we see that Zuniga is streaking in. Get it to again. Once again, two passes cannot be made, but we see on the outside a player playing into space, gets it over to Pereira. Unfortunately, good low-driven finish, but a great stop from the keeper right there. And as you can see, the two passes are going to be cut out by defenders over here, but we do see a streaking Amrabat flies in, low-driven finish. Delectable stuff, and we go ahead and equalize versus Arsenal in this example. It's pretty quick. You can see right here, there are two players you can't pass it to. There's only one guy that's running into space. You need to identify it right away and then play it in right there. And right as you see, this is like real time. You have to know where the space is going to be, and that's going to come with practice. All right, moving on to over the top, which stands for over the top ball, which you can do on Xbox by holding down left bumper and hitting Y, or it is L1 and triangle on PlayStation. As you can see right here, we floated right over the defense's head, and an absolute mint of a goal from Mr. Troy Deeney, an injured Troy Deeney, no less. Now, that happened really quickly, and that was a little bit of Hogo Bonito over there, but you're going to see there are going to be opportunities when you play it into the target man that the defense is going to take one step up. You need to recognize this, and it's going to come with practice, as I said before. Once you recognize that the defense steps up, it's going to vacate space behind the defender. Right here, I think it's Mustafi who steps up. We see, I believe, Troy Deeney goes ahead, runs into the space vacated by the defender. He's going to get close down, so he takes one touch and absolutely flamethrowers it into the back of the net, beating Mr. Czech over there. Lovely stuff. Here's another example. This is why you have your guy Agallo on get in behind, barely onside, perfectly timed, gets onto the right side of it. Unfortunately, could have done a little bit better right there. Here's it on real time. Once again, exquisite timing from Agallo, and not so exquisite on the finishing. Sometimes you don't need to float it over the top. You just gotta play it through. You need to have the vision. You're going to see a couple examples right here. There's two players running into space. Why not take a risk? Goes ahead, plays it in, a little bit of lucky bounce, gets it over to Gallo. Unfortunately, hits it right at Begovic over here, but sometimes it absolutely opens up. Once again, Perea playing it in, this time to Kapule, and there you go. Calm, cool, collected, slotted home, low driven finish, crossbody. If you don't know how to do it, there are a million tutorials online that are great about it. Quickly, it's just you charge up the shoot button, and then right before you shoot again, you go ahead and tap the shoot button a second time, aim across your body. It's pretty mint. It's pretty mint. And of course, don't forget about the wings. This is kind of my last tip. A lot of my play, and especially when you're playing in narrow formation, you're gonna be doing most of it kind of short, intricate passing, working the triangles, and trying to get play through the middle. Now, you could get at your target man here, but look at all that space vacated on the wing, playing with the Y ball onto the pass, and then go ahead, do a cross into the middle to Kapule. You get yourself a goal. Crosses are great in this game. Either it be single tap cross, double tap crosses, or triple tap crosses. They're all pretty good in different situations. If you haven't done it, here's a little bit of a tip. Put your settings onto semi-assisted for crossing, and that'll go ahead and help you find your man with the cross. I'd say 1 or 2 bars of powers in these types of situations. As you can see right here, there's no way you can pass the inside, so you gotta hit Decore on the overlap. Goes ahead, return it one time. Nowhere really to go here. I see a couple of guys in the box, so I try to triple tap it across, which is you hit the cross button 3 times relatively quickly. And this is what happens 9 times out of 10. You either get a goal, or it bounces off of a freaking defender for an own goal. And as you can see right here, there's no way you want to take that risk putting into empty space. Loads of space on the outside. Zuniga flips it over the top. Troy Deeney peels perfectly. That's why you have him on target man setting over there. Peels away from his defenders, puts it into the back of the net. As for instructions or tips on how to score headers, there's that new downward header mechanic this year, which is like low driven fit. Don't bother with it. It's not very good. It really isn't. Just stick to normal heading, 2 bars of power, crossbody, or wherever the ball came from, and it's pretty peach. Go ahead and do that, and you'll be scoring loads of goals. And that's pretty much it for my tips, guys. It's gonna come with practice. You want to play, triangles on the floor and see what the CPU gives you, see where the space is, and then play it into there. It's gonna take a little bit of practice, but if you stick with this formation, if you use the tips that I gave you, and you practice enough, I assure you that you will be able to defeat even the best teams on Legendary in FIFA 17. If you did find this video helpful, go ahead, like and subscribe to this channel for more of the best FIFA 17 career mode tips on YouTube. If you have any more tips, I am by no means a master at this. Go ahead and leave it in the comments down below, and maybe I'll pimp you out in another video. And if you'd like to see a video on the best young players that you should be buying in career mode, go ahead and click right here, ding. And I also do a career mode with Manchester United, but that's a little bit different. I do storylines with it. It's nice and fun. Go ahead and click right here, ding. Anyway, my name's Be Modest. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Remember, stay yourself, stay humble, and be weird.